Boog Shambi, the other day, Stugotz got embroiled in a conversation that we were having around here, and I'm curious what your take is on this, because me and Mina Kimes were disagreeing about something, and the internet, Mina Kimes was laughing at me and what it is that I was saying, and the internet swelled behind Mina Kimes to also laugh at me. But I heard from a number of broadcasters, including Boog Shambi, who agreed with me on this subject, because Mina's retort, and it was a good one to me, wondering if Tom Brady will be exceptional at that broadcasting job at $375 million guaranteed, because the skill set, I believe, is difficult to explain complicated things in tight windows. I believe it's not as easy as people think it is to have chemistry with your partner, and it's why Brady has sat out a year and is practicing and is being very meticulous about how to do this. But Mina Kimes undercut the point I was making by saying, yeah, Tom Brady has a lot of difficulty in football deciding things in 2 and 3 seconds quickly when faced with complicated subject matter. And everyone roared and applauded. What an idiot Dan is.
Funny line.
It's a good comeback.
And agreed with her, but I kept hearing from broadcasters like Boog Shambi saying people are really underestimating how difficult it is to be good and interesting in this job in a way that stands out. You don't get to just sit there because your name is Tom Brady, but you all expect Tom Brady to be great at this in tight windows. You're expecting him to be exceptional.
I'm expecting him to be great at it because he's been great at everything he's done his entire life, but I'm with Boog on this. Like, I think it's trickier than most people either realize or they know, because Tom Brady wanted to play football his entire life. He never wanted to be a broadcaster, and now he's walking in and he's filling big shoes in Greg Olsen, who became exceptional at doing things and making points in very small windows.
I'm surprised.
So there's no guarantee Brady's going to be great at it. I think he'll be great, but I think broadcasting is really, really hard.
I'm just surprised at the number of people who think the skill sets are the same. To be able to break down a defense in 3 seconds with your eyes and your arm and to be able to do it with your mouth are two different skill sets.
Right.
There is a difference between what Tom Brady's going to be doing and what Boog does, though. Like, Tom Brady's just commenting on the plays in the game. He doesn't have to keep things moving. He's explaining to the layman what it is that he sees as someone who's an expert.
But Boog wasn't defending how hard it is to be a play-by-play guy. Boog was surprised that the internet took up Mina's side so convincingly on a color analyst just sits there and it's easy. Right up until people start complaining about all the color analysts they complain about, because those are some of the most unpopular people anywhere in sports.
Just because he was great at playing football doesn't mean he'll be great at this. I think he might be, but I have no idea. It doesn't guarantee that he's going to be great at broadcasting because he made split-second decisions as a quarterback in the NFL.
Mark Schlereth does this.
Stink.
Is
Boog one of our 5 or no?
Yeah. Right now the 5 is Kirkchin, Passon, Boog, Schur, and then between Adnan and Sampson, we'll go Adnan. Okay, good.
That's a good sample size, I think.
Okay.
I feel good about if we can get a definitive answer out of those 5 people, I trust it, and we can put this matter to rest.
I have an idea as it relates to Brady in the booth. Belichick has nothing to do. Now, I'd like to have him weekly on God Bless Football. We should make a call, but we're not going to do that. I think Belichick and Brady in the same booth would be fantastic. You like that?
Aren't they, like, not getting along great at the moment? There's some, like, kind of weird
You need some tension
feelings.
in the booth. That's okay. A little tension.
A little too much, like, murmur. It needs to be clear, I feel like, Belichick.
Those are great play by
mumbling.
I watched the Belichick and Saban documentary. I like them both.
Same.
Belichick and Saban, great chemistry. Make that a booth.
Not Belichick and Brady?
I want Belichick and Saban.
Yeah, I'd watch them because they're friends. They like to get. I feel like they'd get
silly together.
Exactly. That's it. The silliness. That's what we need out of them.
Stugotz, Brady and Belichick spent 20 years at microphones never saying anything interesting.
Means they have a lot to say.
On purpose, though.
Right.
They chose to not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they had something to gain, Dan. Now, all bets are off. They're just getting silly together. Some silly willies.
I would say that
It'd be great.
the degree of difficulty on spending 20 years in front of microphones and never saying anything interesting is harder than being interesting always at a microphone. So you guys now want in a booth 2 people who are famously guarded, famously careful, famously uninteresting in their speech.
That was different versions. This is going to be Nicky Saban and Silly Billy Belichick.
Tell me if it's Belichick and Brady in the booth together. You would week 1, Dan, you would watch the Cardinals take on the Tennessee Titans.
First week of any television show that's ever started nationally, when George Clooney is the opening guest, and then they get into week 3, and it's a cooking chef from around the corner.
But what if it's great?
I mean, I watched the first time is not an enduring standard for whether it will be good. Also, if I lit somebody on fire the first time, they would also watch.
But it's a Cardinals-Titans game.
You wouldn't watch a Belichick and Saban Manning cast with like a host that they find like the Jerky Boys hosting?
I don't know what you guys are doing with the razzmatazz effervescence of Brady and Belichick speaking and being entertaining at things other than being football. People who are doing the football, not talking about the football, because neither one of them has ever said anything when talking about the football that you remember.
Well, hold on a second. Tom Brady was trying to study to be a stand-up comic, was he not? So, he clearly has the personality. Do we not think so?
He clearly has the personality.
Yeah, he was going to be a stand-up comedian.
And everyone who played for Belichick says there's a wacky side to Bill Belichick. Don't you want to see it?
Nick Saban used to drive and throw all of his players off the boats at the lake. Like these nuts jokes. But Belichick liked the Jerky Boys and the prank calls. These are some wacky dudes. They just got to, find the right place to do it.
Give him a chance.
Why don't we give him a chance? What are we doing?
Well, you shook your head when Stugotz said we're trying to get Belichick every week.
Well, that's because I've endured
football.
So many lacrosse coaches with the promise of he's going to join to talk lacrosse, and never has he joined, obviously, and I'm just stuck in a lacrosse Zoom for the 60th time.
Do you have the biggest cringe you've ever had when it comes to Stugotz getting people on and asking them for stuff? Do you have one that stands out to you?
It's all like, yes, I'm like a victim of this crime multiple times. They all blend together.